What's up, everybody? This is your number one big homie, Big Mikey, coming at you once again. It is January 7th, 2022. Right now I am at YRC Freight Terminal in Gardena, California. Taking a picture of the lot here, or taking a video of the lot. It is hot as a mug down here in Southern California. My truck says 105. Let me see if you guys can see this. Yeah, you can see it. But anyway, it's funny that I took the streets over here from Downey, California, and I had to go down Rosemead through Compton. And a lot of people that are not from California think Compton is this huge city, and it's really not. It's a tiny city. There are a lot of clicked up gang sets, not just Bloods and Crips, but a lot of Mexican gangs. When I first came to California in the late 80s, when I moved in with my cousin Mike and his family in La Habra, California, him and I and a couple buddies would go to the Compton swap meet. Compton swap meet has been long closed, but back in those days they were really into the color thing. The red for the Bloods and the blue for the Crips, of course. And him and I and a couple of our buddies would go to Compton, the swap meet. We were the only two white boys in there, and no one ever messed with us. It was cool. I really liked that swap meet. I understand now it's a Walmart. The Walmart's there. But nowadays, you know, the colors, the red and blue colors, aren't so big anymore. Sadly, a lot of these gang members, well, I shouldn't say a lot, but you see some of them in skinny jeans and tight shirts, and back in the late 80s through the 90s it was all about colors and baggy. I was going to show you footage of my drive over here, but I'm only using my phone. I don't have any camera setups in my truck, and I definitely don't want to be driving one-handed, driving this big-ass beast down the street and start killing people and stuff. So eventually I'm going to get a camera set up, microphone, but for right now I'm just using my phone. And people have asked me, Mike, you're old as hell. Why did you change career into trucking? And I said, first of all, it was always a childhood dream of mine to become a truck driver. My dad, he was a local LTL driver in Decatur, Illinois. He worked for a contractor called Chapman Cartage that delivered freight for K&R Delivery. And K&R Delivery was out of Des Plaines, Illinois, right outside of Chicago. And so as a kid, every chance I got, I was with my dad in a truck. And trucks have always been a love and a passion of mine. And I used to go with them on my half days of school, my days off, summer vacations, Easter vacations, I mean, any time. And even after he retired, I still made him take me out there to play in the trucks. And so, as most of you know, a lot of times life takes over, and you end up doing jobs and careers, and that takes you places that you never thought you'd be in. I never thought I'd be in California since the mid-90s. I always thought I would go back home after the military. I was in the Air Force, but life took over. And I have 2 daughters. They're grown now. But I was a very big part of their life growing up, whether it was their school, they played basketball, and out here, Southern California, girls basketball is very intense. It's very competitive, and the high school they went to, Brea High School in Brea, California, it was ran like a college program. They have 10 state championships in girls basketball. So it was a big commitment, but that was by choice. I wanted to be a part of my kids' life. I wouldn't have changed that. So back in January of this year, well, really like my ideas started rolling around in my head like in October, September, October of last year, 2021. Hey, why don't you, timing's good now to get your trucking license, you know, you're on your own, your kids are grown, why not? And so I started researching it, and I wanted to be local. I definitely didn't want to be over the road. I'm not cut out for that stuff. And so Yellow Freight has a school that I would highly recommend to any of you who are interested in going the trucking route. When I went in January this past year, it was free. There's no commitment. A lot of these companies want like a 2-year commitment, up to 2-year commitment, I should say, but not with Yellow. I went to the school in Pico Rivera, California. Shout out to Louis, Pete, Alvito, and Jesse, my instructors. They were great. So far, the experience has been really good. You have more good days than bad days. You meet a lot of interesting people every day. You have people that, some people that, a customer they might have a bad day and take it out on you, but by far the good customers outweigh the bad. The good ones are happy to see you. They give you waters and sodas out of appreciation that you're there. So that makes the job fun, more motivated for me to work, come in and work, and but I would definitely recommend the school. I would definitely recommend the company. We're finally merging. Technically, I'm with Redaway Freight, but Yellow had bought Redaway Freight out. As you can see, there's one of our old trailers right there that hasn't been branded like the ones you see in the back row. But that's all supposed to finally merge together like in later this month, like around the 18th, from what I'm told. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. The benefits are good here. I don't pay any out-of-pocket expense or like a monthly premium for my medical. And that starts, I think, after 30 days. But what's good about how Yellow is set up is when you first start school, you are considered an employee. So it's not like once you graduate and go to your terminal that you're going to work out of is when your benefits and your seniority starts. That's not how it works here. You are an employee from day one. My employee date was January 3rd. Part of the benefit package is you get your birthday off. with pay, which mine is coming up on September 29th. You get your anniversary date off with pay. And like I said, mine is January 3rd, and you get all the major holidays off. My start time is 10 o'clock a.m. I like that start time because I honestly like doing pickups a lot better than I do deliveries. Pickups are more laid back, the pallets are wrapped right. You can dictate how your trailer is loaded versus coming in and it's just loaded any old way. That's one of my issues with delivering, why I don't like it, is because it's either routed wrong or loaded wrong. Yesterday I had deliveries and I get to my first delivery and 2 pallets from the nose of the trailer flopped over on my early deliveries, and the pallets that flopped over were so heavy I couldn't move the pallets to deliver, so I had to go all the way back to the terminal, and we pulled those couple of deliveries out that we could, so I made those deliveries. But it's just stuff like that it wasn't tied or secured to the trailer correctly, and it's frustrating. Deliveries can be frustrating, and going back to the customers, in my opinion, they are a lot more friendly during pickups than they are deliveries. Sometimes you could be delivering and you gotta wait in line behind other trucks because they might only have one dock door open, so you're just kind of stuck. And when you're doing pickup and delivery, you're always fighting the clock. And especially like when my late start time, I start at 10, and most places close out here early. Sometimes they stop taking pickups like at 3, and so sometimes you gotta hustle, but you know, I'm not rushing for anybody. You know, my safety comes first. If you get a ticket, you know, it's on you. You know, you can't go and say, oh, the dispatcher told me this and I'm gonna put that person on my ticket. No, it doesn't work like that. So if you are gonna be anybody should protect their license at all costs, but if you're a Class A driver like I am, you definitely do not want to lose your license over something stupid, because that's your livelihood. Now, fortunately, I have another job and I have other sources of income, but most guys don't. And so, but I never had a ticket in my life since I've had my license, even my regular license, since I was 16 years old. So I take pride in that. So I know I'm just babbling on. Again, I wanted to take a video of me coming down Rosemead through Compton. I passed by the infamous Ludus Park, past the street that's pretty infamous in Compton, Van Ness. So yeah, it's trucking. I've seen a lot of interesting places, from downtown LA to Compton, and then really nice areas like Santa Fe Springs and La Mirada. But yeah, overall it's a good gig. I like it. Well, it's going on 15 minutes here. I'm sorry for babbling along, but you guys have a great day. Be safe, be cool, wherever you are. And temperature now is 109 degrees. Yikes. And my channel, my YouTube channel, is not just going to be for trucking. I have a lot of of things I'd like to talk about besides trucking, but trucking is a part of my life. And I'll give you guys the insight as much as I can, and hopefully I'll invest a few bucks in getting the proper equipment to take you guys on ride-alongs with me. So anyway, peace out, and I'll talk to you later.